Barcelona are quietly drawing up blueprints for life after Robert Lewandowski and Hansi Flick, calm, observant, decisive, has put a name on his map, Nick Woltemade. The suggestion first surfaced in reports from Fisher's Ears, and it's the kind of recommendation that begins as a coach's considered annotation and can travel fast from notebook to boardroom. Flick has personally recommended the 23-year-old Stuttgart forward as a long-term solution up front, a young striker he believes can pick up the baton when the Polish veteran eventually hands it on. So who exactly is Woltemade, and why has Flick placed such faith in him? Woltemade is no raw experiment. The German attacker, tied to Stuttgart until 2028, announced himself last season with a haul that forced scouts and pundits to take notice. 17 goals and 3 assists across the Bundesliga and the German Cup. Those figures aren't sterile digits, they are the rhythm of a player learning to finish in different ways. Low drives that slide under a keeper's body, thunderous headers that meet the ball with a satisfying thud, and sharp one-touch finishes that catch defences asleep. When you watch him, you hear the ball thump off his boot and the crowd inhale as the net ripples. Observers now call him one of Europe's most talked about young strikers. Can Barcelona be the club to catch him before other suitors close in? Flick's fascination runs deeper than highlight reels. The Barcelona boss has tracked Woltemade's development for years and circles back to a handful of consistent notes. He thrives in tight spaces, he links play with intelligent and timely passes, and he adapts to different tactical setups without losing his edge in front of goal. In internal discussions, Flick reportedly declared he has everything he needs to become a top-level offensive force. That endorsement carries weight. It comes from a coach who dissects movement, timing, and the small decisions that separate a promising striker from a great one. Could that blend of finishing and playmaking be the secret ingredient Barcelona have been searching for? Tactically, Flick envisages Woltemade slotting into a front line that already bristles with potential, pairing the young forward with Barcelona's rising star Lamine Yamal and the crafty winger Rafinha. Picture quick interchanges on the edge of the box, diagonal runs that drag defenders out of position, and a central striker who times his runs to perfection to meet the final pass. On a whiteboard, the idea looks like poetry. Interlocking movements that create space and chances, but the training ground and the transfer market are different beasts. How real is that vision when the figures on the balance sheet start to talk? And here the conversation turns to price. Stuttgart are reportedly asking around Euros 70 million for Woltemade, a valuation that has already scared off Bayern Munich this summer and forced other suitors to pause. That fee is more than a transaction. It's Stuttgart declaring belief in their players' present value and future upside. For Barcelona, operating with carefully weighed financial priorities, that figure represents a significant commitment, money that will have to be balanced against wages, other targets, and long-term strategy. Will Laporta and his sporting directors decide Woltemade's ceiling justifies the outlay, or will caution and competing priorities win out? Club president Joan Laporta reportedly frames the move as a long-term investment rather than a quick fix. The plan being discussed internally would see Woltemade work alongside Lewandowski for a season, soaking up the veteran's habits, learning his timing, and easing into leadership of the central role. That apprenticeship model is appealing. It gives continuity, reduces the shock of transition, and lets a young striker mature while still benefiting from the presence of an elite finisher. But patience in modern football is costly. The club must be willing to invest now and to wait for the payoff later. Will Barcelona take the patient route and pay the price for future stability? For now, Woltemade sits squarely on Flick's radar, his name recurring in scouting dossiers, tactical briefs, and internal meetings. With Bayern now out of the race, the path to Camp Nou looks clearer on paper, yet nothing is decided. Whether Barcelona will meet Stuttgart's asking price remains the key uncertainty. If the club acts, the German forward's arrival could reshape training rhythms, shift formations, and help define Barcelona's attacking identity for years to come. If they don't, this could become one of those near misses that fans and analysts revisit with a mix of regret and a what if. Which way will Barcelona jump, and who will step up to sign the club's next great striker?